it is the morning of League launch, and I finally figured out my build, so I'm going to do a quick video and explain it. It is going to be a Blazing Salvo Archmage Pathfinder, and I'll go over it right now. I'm just going to get right into it. So, the idea behind this is that we are going to be utilizing things like the Agnostic and a bunch of Flask Effect, and specifically for mana flasks, to get a bunch of extra regen and have a huge amount of mana. And we are also going to be using Supreme Ego with Clarity, so we have a huge amount of mana regeneration as well. So the skill tree is going to go a little bit something like this. So we're going to make sure we're getting all of the mana flask effect. This has flash charge gained and mana regeneration, so we're definitely grabbing this. We're also definitely grabbing Druidic Rite, which gives flash charge gain and flask effect duration. Very, very good. Then we're swinging over this way, and once again, Arcane Chemistry, getting that. Got reduced flash charge used, increased mana recovery from flasks, and increased flask effect. Probably get Profane Chemistry while we're here too. Supreme Ego, swinging up this way, grabbing Battle Rouse 100%, swinging through here. Grabbing Agnostic, probably can just grab it right away. Grabbing Dynamo, because we can just manually cast our guard skill, which is going to be Arcane Cloak, and it will start recovering 20% of our mana over 1 second, which is pretty huge. And of course, it gives a lot of mana and the increased duration on that as well. So, and we can get some cooldown recovery from it on top of that with this one, with extra mana as well. So lots of good stuff there. We're going to be getting the increased mana cost of skills and Forethought because we are running Archmage. Going up here, we'll obviously grab all these travel jewel nodes at some point whenever we get jewels to put in them. Quick Recovery, Mind Over Matter, probably before Quick Recovery, grab that. Swing over here, lots of mana stuff over here, grab all that. And then up here, maybe grab Elemental Overload. So we're probably going to be running Controlled Destruction without any other crit stuff. That'll give us 1% crit chance, but I can run something else to proc Elemental Overload, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. And go up here, grab all this stuff. And probably lastly swing down here, grab this, and maybe I get like some area of effect stuff too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's going to be the skill tree. Not exactly, oh, I can save a couple of points this way. There, I saved 2 points. That works. So this is pretty much the core of the tree. It's only 88 points, well, 90 once we get these 2 travel gem slots. Okay, let's go 92 so we can grab Heart of Oak. So that's the core of the build. And as far as the Ascendancies, well, I will be probably grabbing Veteran Boyar because a 10% elemental penetration is quite good. And enemies you kill that are affected by elemental ailments grant 100% increased flask charges. So that'll keep our flasks up quite easily. But probably first I'll grab Nature's Boon so I can grab Master Alchemist second, which gives us 40% increased elemental damage during any flask effect, immune to elemental ailments during flask effect, and chance to freeze, shock, and ignite during any flask effect, 20% for that as well. We're gonna be getting some really big beefy shocks off this, so that's the reason I'm not gonna run Elemental Focus. And then Veteran Boyar, and then Nature's Adrenaline for the movement speed. Unfortunately, can't fit in Master Surgeon. Maybe you could run Master Surgeon over Veteran Boyar, I guess, but honestly, I think I like Veteran Boyar a lot better just because of the damage. So that's pretty much it as far as skills, and I'll probably be getting a Lyra actually for the flat mana regeneration, because we're going to have so much percent mana regeneration. That's actually going to scale up really hard. But as you can see, because we have the Agnostic, mana regeneration goes to negative 118%. And I'm just gonna say we'll plan for like level. Let's plan for like level 88. That seems good. And then I'll fill it out as needed. So life regeneration here is 661, but we have negative 441 mana regeneration. Well, what we do is we put, are you always on full life? We can check this, and you can see our mana regeneration is actually 141, and our life regen goes back down. And that's because the agnostic is doing what it does, which is, well, not at full life, sacrifice 20% of mana per second to recover that much life. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add clarity. And clarity is going to give us a very substantial amount. Let's see, with it enabled, so that's giving us over 200 mana regen just from this 33, because all the percentage plus the 50% more multiplier from Supreme Ego. And this still leaves us with a lot of unreserved mana, 2,498, which is going to be good for soaking up mind over matter. And this is without gear so far. So then I'm going to take, unfortunately, I don't think Blazing Salvo is currently in the game. Nope. So let's see. We'll use something else just to get a general idea. Something that's kind of similar, sure, Magma Orb. Magma Orb's not exactly going to be giving us even close to correct damage numbers, but we'll take it. So we'll do Archmage as our second, and then probably going to do Arcane Surge, and then Controlled Destruction. This will probably be our 4-link with Blazing Salvo over Magma Orb, of course. So the interesting thing about Blazing Salvo is it has 40% damage effectiveness, but it hits 6 times. So that's basically like 240% damage effectiveness. Our mana cost is going to be somewhere up, right now it's at 289, and that's with the 4-link. So even with that, we're looking at something like, well, I can just pull up a calculator here instead of doing it in my head. 289 times 2.4. So 693 flat damage on a 4-link added to the Blazing Salvo basically over the course. And then I'll probably use Spell Echo, I would imagine, would probably be pretty good. It has a huge mana multiplier. It's going to get us 12 hits, which is going to be pretty substantial, and all of a sudden we have a mana cost of 404. So yeah, you can see it scales up quite nicely. And I can't use Elemental Focus. I can try slower projectiles, see if they feel all right. And, you know, otherwise I can use the new Elemental Penetration, which is really nice. So yeah, we can use Ele Pen. It'll give us more damage than Lightning Pen, because we are going to have the fire damage from the Blazing Salvo as well. So I think it'll probably work out that it's better than Lightning Pen. But right now, I'll just throw Lightning Pen, or that's Awakened Lightning Pen, but I'll just throw regular Lightning Pen for now. There you go. And that'll give us something of an idea. So assuming there's also a similar mana multiplier for that new Elemental Penetration, we should sit with about without any gear. It's going to go up as we get more gear because our Archmage is based on our mana, but it'll be 567 times 2.4. So 1360 flat damage, which is very significant per cast. Oh, and it's doubled because of Spell Echo. But there's less damage, of course, from Spell Echo as well. So I guess it kind of evens out. And what we'll be doing with the gear, and yeah, we'll be using like Arcane Cloak. We'll be using probably Flame Dash for movement, more than likely. I don't need to use Arcane Surge. I'm just going to put that on my Magma Orb. So probably, because I want to keep it up all the time. And I also want a level 20 Arcane Surge so we can get the maximum effectiveness out of that. But yeah, we'll use like faster casting, second wind, etc. Okay, gear. So Apex Rage. is going to be the wand I'm looking for. And honestly, this is the only specific piece of gear. I guess it doesn't really matter too much what it is. But yeah, this pops us up from 567 up to 607. So it isn't increased by the percentage increased mana cost to skills, unfortunately. But even the extra 40 is really nice. You get a good amount of flat damage to chaos damage to spells, some cast speed, which is very useful. So it could be pretty good. There's probably better things we can use, probably get better damage, but in the beginning, Apep's Rage will probably be a fairly strong wand and probably fairly attainable. We'll have to see. But outside of that, I don't really have any gear planned other than notable exceptions, the belt, and flasks. So the belt, I'm going to need to have like flask synergies just generally, like increased mana regeneration from flasks, perhaps increased flask charge recovery, that kind of thing, anything like that. And then, of course, I'll want as soon as possible, as soon as I can do Itziri, I'm going to want to get Itziri's Promise, preferably one with as high of an elemental damage as extra chaos as possible. That will very, very, very significantly increase our damage because we have, you can see right here, 41% flask effect multiplier. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed some stuff on the tree too. We also want to get Essence Extraction and Aqueous Accelerant, which will give us very significant amounts of stuff too. So yeah, I forgot all about that. That's very important as well. That's the whole reason well, it's not the whole reason, but it's part of the reason I come up here. So we are going to have all this extra flask charges gained, mana regeneration, and flask effect. So that should put us at 51%. I was wondering why. Yeah, there you go. So flask effect modifier 51%. So we're actually going to be getting like if we get a 15% elemental damage as extra chaos, it's actually going to be over 22.5%, which is fairly significant more damage multiplier. That's quite nice. And of course we get the leech. The leech is going to be 3% of chaos damage. And with Apep's Rage, we get extra chaos damage. So we're leeching quite a lot. So we got that. We're going to want an Enduring Mana Flask for sure. Probably 2 Enduring Mana Flasks so we can alternate just to make sure that they're literally always up. So there it is. Having a hard time finding it. So in terms of these two, I guess we would want the longer lasting one, the Eternal, and we would want it 20%, and we would look for Enduring, which is Prefix, if I recall. Yep. So we go Enduring, and then, you know, whatever we can really fit on there, I guess. Cast speed would be really nice because we'd get 50% more on that, so we could actually get some fairly substantial increase in that. If we get 12% roll, that goes up to 18% cast speed, which is pretty nice. Yep, any kind of like evasion roll, if we got some evasion synergy here anyway, so we could do that. Probably not going to just here, not much evasion, and then some here as well. But you know, there's a bunch of stuff we can roll on the flasks, but Enduring's the important part, and that puts us from negative 139 to negative 102. So it's actually not all that impressive overall. I wonder why that is. 38.8 mana regeneration. That doesn't seem right. Oh, okay. But yeah, with this 404, yeah, something seems off about the calculation here, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, but because I should be getting a lot more mana regeneration than this. But yeah, I guess in practice it'll be a lot more different, or maybe it doesn't count the mana regeneration from flasks. But yeah, it is in fact 100 or 1058 over 4.9 seconds, which is 1058 divided by 9. That should be 215, 216 mono regen per second. So that should more than cover for the minus that we're at. So that'll be really nice. We can actually, if we just keep flasks up all the time, we can get like a resistance flask, we can get dodge and spell dodge flask, all sorts of flasks we can get that'll make this more powerful. But this is pretty much the core of the build. This is all I have planned. I'm gonna wing it. I'm not one of those people who likes to over plan. I like to kind of refine as I go. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. So hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoy watching me. Check me out on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. All that stuff is going to be in the description below. Also a Discord channel if you want to talk with other Path of Exile gamers. You can join that in the description as well. This has been Ryan from Behind Eyes Gaming, and I will see you next time. Bye.